once again, individuals, and welcome to another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. My name is Flobbert, my microphone's name is Sam, and today I'm going to show you the so-called junkyard of my space program, the designs which I really liked but never got around to making a video of precisely because they had just one small flaw or they just weren't impressive enough. I'm going to start off with this craft. This is called the awesome looking VTOL. Its entire purpose in life was to look awesome, and it fulfilled that purpose quite nicely. The awesome looking VTOL was capable of doing all sorts of wonderful aerial stunts. It was capable of flying around like both a plane and a VTOL. Yes, believe it or not, this thing actually had a suitably impressive glide slope as a plane, and it was just a nice looking design which I enjoyed flying around the Kerbal Space Center. I eventually decided not to showcase it just because in plane mode it had all sorts of problems with pitch roll coupling. As soon as you get this thing up above about 50 meters per second horizontally, bad things begin to happen. But now that I'm looking at it, I actually don't mind this design at all. It's pretty cool. Here's another design that showed a lot of promise, but that I eventually nixed on account of several reasons. This actually looks quite nice. I can't remember what it was named. It was probably something unoriginal like Two-Wheeled Rover. It's got a great boxy design, and it does have wonderful amenities such as working brake lights and the like. The reason why I didn't end up showcasing it was on account of its lack of impressiveness. It's just your average rover, only it's on two wheels, but that's been done to death. And in addition, it did have some problems with turning at low speeds and just some other little fidgety problems that prevented me from showing this thing in its full glory. But I am glad that it is finally getting its place in the limelight. Here's one of those designs that you look back on and you wonder what in the world you were doing when you came up with it. This thing carries a full 18 Kerbals, all of them in Mark 1 lander cans. Now, the reason that I did this may have been to make it look better, or it may have been to do something else. I can't really remember, but it was undeniably a bad idea. This thing suffers from very serious problems with flexing and generally exploding when you do any one of numerous things to it, such as driving it up and down hills, turning, or braking, which causes it to sort of do that. Yeah, I don't like this design very much. But hey, I guess I have to give it points for its uniqueness, right? And here is a tiny automobile which I seemingly abandoned for no good reason. I actually really like this small car, although it is quite a bit flip-happy. However, some SAS would probably solve that, as well as going ahead and disabling the steering on those back wheels. I think that the reason that I abandoned this tiny automobile was because on my very first test run, it went ahead and flipped upside down and stayed that way, with me having no way to get it back right side up, and so I just sort of gave up and started building other things. But come to think of it, this actually isn't a bad design. And here is a design that I really love. I'm just giving it a little push right now, and then Bill Kerman will get on board. 0.4 of a meter per second is quite enough of a start here. This is the two-man bob car. It's a bit like a bobsled. It looks quite a lot like a bobsled, but it's a car because it has wheels. This thing is capable of rolling down any hill you want with ease, as you will soon be able to see. Look at those little Kerbals go as they whoosh down the hill. Look at Jeb smiling up front. Yes, this is an astounding piece of technology, and it does float slightly above the ground as well, thanks to the anti-gravity properties of those wheels. Now, I do have some designs that I have built but not showed you yet, notably a tiny VTOL and a stage and podium, but I am saving those for some very special occasions, which you will learn about soon. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing what sort of insane craft come out of the depths of my imagination but never make it so far as the videos that you know and love. Have a wonderful day. Like, favorite, subscribe, and share, please. And I will see you next time with another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. Peace!